Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Political Ray. We've got some stories going on. The big one being the Department of Education being closed today. They were told yesterday to make sure that they were out of the building by 6 o'clock p.m. and there would be no one let into the building today. This was yesterday. They were saying tomorrow, but no one would be let into the building today. No exceptions. There's some different things going on, but we'll get into it a little bit. And Canada has they've rescinded their tariff and well, not their tariff, I misspeak. They've rescinded their threat, as it were, to cut off electricity to going to the US. They've rescinded this. There has been a pause, and they're apparently they're going to be negotiating. So it's supposed to be happening. They want to get it taken care of before April 2nd, when the reciprocal tariffs take place. That President Trump said that he's going to put into place. Anyway, we got that. Plus, there's a ceasefire that Ukraine has agreed to, and now the ball is in Russia's court, as Marco Rubio says. So we'll get into that too. But first, we'll just real quick get into the whole Department of Education. Now, everybody knows my feelings on this. The Department of Education, in my opinion, is a failed experiment, and it needs to go away. This is how I feel about it. It's what was the number, $2.7 trillion since its inception, and I think it can go away. There's no reason. Again, this is my opinion, but it's a failed experiment, and their whole throwing money, just keep throwing money at it, has not worked. Okay, the Department of Education is a failed experiment, and the question I pose to people, this is an honest question. Okay, how much money, how much of our taxpayer dollars have to go towards this program before we say enough is enough? It's an honest question. I want to know. Let me know. Throw it in the comments. Let me know how much is too much for you. I think I can't remember the exact number. I'm paraphrasing it, but I know for a fact it's over 2 trillion. Since its inception, we have just kept throwing money at this problem, and we are the lowest out of the 40 countries who partake in this survey, whatever you want to call it. The 40 countries, we're dead last. We were close to dead last before. Now we're dead last. And the left side's argument towards this is, oh, we need to keep the Department of Education. It funds these schools and blah blah blah. How much money is too much? We are failing our students. I mean, there's school districts that are outright saying that kids don't have to have proficiency in math and reading and everything else, but they can still graduate. This is setting the country up for failure. How you can allow people to graduate? You're failing you're failing the kids. That's all there is to it. Letting them graduate without being able to properly read, write, do basic math, whatever you want to name it, you're failing the children. And the left's proposal is to keep throwing money at it. Well, we've been doing that for years. Ever since its inception, what was it, 79 that it came in to place, the Department of Education? Look, Trump has come out and said, look, we're going to be getting rid of this altogether. I'm all for it. Like I said, everybody knows my opinion on the Department of Education. It's a failed experiment, and I think it can go away. Why not try something else? It's obviously failed, so why not try something else? This has been, since its inception, it's just been a big cluster crap. Shoot, however you want to say it, but I think it can go away. But anyway, we'll take a look at this. This is what's making the rounds on X, and this is the little news clip from Fox saying that, the order has been put out. This was yesterday, saying that the workers, they got to be out of the building by 6 o'clock because it's going to be closed today. They say it's for security reasons, but hey, who knows? I mean, we'll see. Maybe something else will come out. We don't know, but they say that it's going to be closed today due to security reasons. Let's take a look at this.
Right now, senior Fox Business correspondent Charles Gass.
And I apologize for the audio. This is just, it's the same clip, and everything that I've saw, it's just the audio is terrible on it. So I apologize for that. Let me see if I can turn it up. No, it's up full blast, but I apologize for the audio.
Reno reporting that the education department employees have been told that they must vacate their offices in DC and the regions by 6 o'clock tonight, and that the offices will be closed on Wednesday for security reasons. Right now,
Security reasons. I don't know. I mean, maybe something else is going on there today and they don't want workers there. Maybe they're going through files. Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. But they just say it's going to be closed due to security reasons. So, from CBS News, we'll take a look at the article. And this like I said, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the Department of Education going away. Give it back to the states, implement school choice, incentivize the schools to do better. I think school choice is this. I think it's the solution to the problem that we're having within the schools. School choice gives the schools an incentive to be better. If kids have school choice, then they can, the parents can choose what school they want their kids to go to. It incentivizes the schools to be better. If you want that state funding, if you want the money from the government, then your school's you're gonna try and do better as a school. You're not gonna be trying to fail these kids. Parents want their kids to be educated. Parents wants their kids to do good. If you have school choice, it incentivizes the schools to be better because they're gonna want that funding. It's plain and it's pretty simple to me. You can let me know if I'm wrong, but I think the school choice is the answer. But anyway, let's see. CBS News, Washington staff at the Department of Education received a notice Tuesday instructing them to leave the building by 6 p.m. local time and informing them that all department offices in Washington, D.C., as well as regional offices, will be closed Wednesday, according to an email obtained by CBS News. Now, just a little bit is going to be closed today. Supposedly, they're coming back tomorrow. Thursday morning, they can come back to work. You're not seeing that a lot on, it's all over TikTok and it's all over X saying that the DOE is going to be closed. They're closing. They've been told to leave by 6 o'clock. Yes, they have. But they're coming back on Thursday. So everybody's leaving that part out when they're talking about this. Now, I know they're saying, oh, well, Ray, you're forgetting of the fact that they're cutting half their workforce. Yes, they are. Again, I'm fine with it. The Department of Education is a failed experiment. It can go away. Go to school choice. The email from James Harefield of the Office of Security. Let's see. Faculties and logistics said that the offices will be closed for security reasons. What the security reasons are, I don't know. Nobody's actually said what the security reasons are. They just said for security reasons. Nobody knows. Anyway, staff with approved telework agreements were told they can work from home Wednesday. The email instructed employees to bring their laptops home with them when leaving the office Tuesday. So they're going to be working from home on today. They're going to go back to the office tomorrow. Anyway, employees will not be permitted in any ED facility on Wednesday, March 12th for any reason, the email said, referencing the education department. Better make sure you got all your stuff. You're not going to be back into the building today. They're going to go back tomorrow. Again, a lot of people are leaving that part out. They're going back to work tomorrow. Offices will reopen on Thursday, at which time in-person presence will resume, according to the message. So what they're doing today, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea. Like I said, maybe they're going through some paperwork. Maybe they're looking for something. Maybe Doge is going in today and they don't want the employees there. Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. The directive from Harefield came hours before the department announced it will be cutting its workforce nearly in half, from 4,133 workers to about 2,183 employees who were being laid off would be placed on leave beginning March 21st, the department said. That's not too far off. That's 9 days from today. So I'm okay with it. I'm fine. And people say, is this what you voted for? Yes. Yes, it is. I voted for less government. And as I said 100 times before, I'll say it again. It's a failed experiment. The Department of Education, there's no reason for it to stick around. There's no reason why we can't try something else. This has obviously not worked since its inception. Why not try something else? The fact of throwing more money at a problem does not work. I know the Democrats like to think that it does, but it does not. There's no reason to keep this program around. The Department of Education faces continued uncertainty amid possible plans for President Trump to unwind the agency. The president is expected to issue an executive order directing Education Secretary Linda McMahon to begin the process of dissolving the department. The timing of the move, however, remains unclear. This is true. As far as I understand it, President Trump has the executive order. He has it. He just hasn't signed it yet because they're trying to figure this out. I'm all for the fact that if Doge is going in there today, I'm fine with that. There's a lot of Democrats. Old Adam Schiff. Shifty is one of the main ones that look, this guy has come out against everything. Specifically really hard against dissolving this department. It makes you wonder why he's fighting it so hard. Maybe there's something in here that he doesn't want Doge to find. Will anything happen to him? I doubt it. I've said it over and over again that until you hold these people accountable for the actions that they have taken, they're just going to keep doing the same crap over and over again. I don't think anything is going to happen to AOC over the whole, advising illegals how to avoid ICE. I don't think anything is going to happen there. I don't think the Epstein files are going to get released. That's just me. Maybe they will. I hope they do. But accountability. There is none in Washington, and until there is, these people are just going to keep pulling the same crap over and over again. So anyway, excuse me. Now, let's see. Mr. Trump has said that he wants to bring the schools back to the states. Yes. I'm fine with that. That's what I want too. That and implement school choice. That's what I want. Anyway. And dismantling the agency has been a priority for Republicans for decades. After McMahon assumed her post at the helm of the Education Department earlier this month, she sent a letter to staff with the subject line, "Our department's final mission." Good. Good. I'm on board. I'm all for it. Let's see. Let's see. This is this quote. Let's see. I'm guessing this is from Linda. Anyway, the reality of our education system is stark, and the American people have elected President Trump to make significant changes in Washington, she wrote. Our job is to respect the will of the American people and the president they elected, who has tasked us with accomplishing the elimination of bureaucratic bloat here at the Department of Education. A monstrous final mission quickly and responsibly. Good. Like I said, I'm okay with it. And yes, this is what I voted for. I see it all over the place. Is this what you voted for? Yes. He wasn't shy about what his objectives were when he got back into the presidency. He wasn't shy about it. He wasn't shy about the fact that he let everybody know that Elon Musk was going to play a vital role with weeding out corruption, wasteful spending, and he was going to be a big role within the government, within his administration. Is this what you voted for? Yes. Yes, it is. Anyway. She said the department has the opportunity to perform one final unforgettable public service to future generations of students. I hope you will join me in ensuring that when our final mission is complete, we will be able to say that we left American education freer, stronger, and with more hope for the future. Yeah, I'm all for it. Like I said, send it back to the states. And a lot of people are worried about, what about the government funding? Look, I don't think that the federal funding for these schools is going to completely go away. I just think that doing away with the Department of Education is going to free up a lot of taxpayer money, and there's not going to be just wasteful spending being thrown at these schools for no reason at all. I mean, that's my opinion. Anyway, I'm fine with it going away. School choice. School choice is the way to go. I'm telling you. Anyway, let's see. Getting rid of the Department of Education would require congressional approval and faces a steep hurdle in the Senate, where 60 votes would be needed for such a plan to advance. I don't think that I don't see that happening. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think that they can get the votes within the Senate. They only have the Republicans have a slim margin. And I don't think that they're going to get the votes that they're going to need 8 votes from the left. From the left side of the aisle, they need 8 votes in order to just completely dissolve the Department of Education. I don't see it happening. That being said, you can still dwindle down the department to like a skeleton crew. That way it cuts out all the wasteful spending, and you could still use it to, fund the schools federally. I don't like it, but you can still do it in, if they do need money. I'm not all for it. I mean, it's kind of this is just me talking, but I kind of feel like it's just another, government bailout that the schools have. They don't have to worry about anything because they know they're going to get money from the federal government. And it's wasteful spending. There's no reason. I mean, again, school choice. It's the way to go. Incentivizing the schools to do better and to be better, because parents aren't going to let their children go. If they have the choice of sending them to a different school, they're not going to let their kids go to a crappy school that's not doing well. Incentivize the schools to be better. It's pretty simple. Am I wrong? You let me know. Anyway, moving on. We'll go ahead and get on to Canada here. Bit of a ramble, but anyway, Canada. Old Mr. Ford over there, he has backed off his cutting off the electricity to to the United States, and there's now talks about talking about getting some negotiations taking place, talking about tariffs, everything else, and I don't think that he was going to cut off the electricity in the first place. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. I don't know the guy from Adam, but he said he was going to cut off the electricity going to the U.S., and I don't think that it was a real threat. I think he was bluffing. Trump called him on it. He backed down, and a lot of people say that Trump lost this one. I don't think so. He came out. President Trump came out, said that he was going to end up putting a bigger tariff onto aluminum and steel and everything else, up from 25% to 50%. And that's when this guy Ford kind of backed off and said, "Let's talk about this." That's, to me, that's a win for Trump. But hey, you can let me know if you disagree. From CNN, President Donald Trump backed down from an extraordinary trade war. See how they framed this? CNN, I got this from there just to point out the fact that I don't think that Trump backed down. He was the one that said, "Look, I'm going to tariff you up to 50% on aluminum and steel." It's not a hard word to say, Ray. Come on. Anyway. And then they backed down. 50% is what he said. And then old Mr. Ford said, okay, let's talk about this." That's how I took it, but CNN's going to frame it a different way. Anyway, let's see. New tariffs Canada electricity. In turn, Ontario paused surcharges on electricity to U.S. customers after the back and forth tariff threats that sent markets sharply lower for a second day, Tuesday. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Canada's Minister of Finance Dominic LeBlanc, and Ontario Premier Doug Ford said that they would meet Thursday to renegotiate the free trade treaty known as the USMCA. Again, they can frame it how they want. I don't think that this is a loss for President Trump. Again, say it one more time. They said they're going to cut off electricity to U.S. customers. Trump said, "I'm going to raise your steel tariffs up to 50%. Old Ford said, "Okay, wait a minute. Let's talk about this." Anyway, CNN. What do you expect? Anyway, Ontario agreed to suspend its 25% surcharge on electricity exports to Michigan Minnesota, and New York. President Trump earlier on Tuesday threatened a 50% tariff on the country's aluminum and steel, a sharp escalation in the budding trade war with Canada in retaliation for Ontario's export surcharge. But Trump later signaled he would back down. This, you see how they frame it? I'm just saying. CNN, they cannot let President Trump have any kind of win. It does not matter. He said it in his State of the Union, not the State of the Union, that it does not matter what he does. The left, he could come out and say, I like ice cream. And the left is going to say, ice cream is terrible. It's bad for you. Nobody likes ice cream. That's just how they are. It does not matter what he does. The left is not, and especially the mainstream media, they're not going to agree with him on anything. They can't. Because Orange Man bad, and they can't go along with anything that he does. They can't. They just cannot do it. Anyway. They're going to meet tomorrow. So, I mean, you can let me know what you think about this. I think it's good. Sit down and talk about it like adults. That's how I feel about it. We'll go ahead and move on to Ukraine has agreed to a ceasefire with Russia. It's the ball's in Russia's court now. They still haven't signed the minerals deal though. This is what's weird to me. Is that Ukraine has agreed to a ceasefire. But the minerals deal is still on the table. No, they haven't signed it. So what's the deal there? Anyway, I think they should come to the table. They should sign the minerals deal. Gives the security that Ukraine wants, with an investment from the US. And Russia wants a minerals deal too, because Putin come out and said, hey, we've got minerals too. We can do a minerals deal. It's good for both countries. Why not just go sign the minerals deal, Zelensky? Just go sign it. Anyway, you can't. This is from CNN too. Ukrainian President Zelensky said Tuesday that Ukraine has accepted a 30-day ceasefire proposed by the United States, following critical peace talks between U.S. and Ukraine officials in Saudi Arabia. The ceasefire proposal, accepted by Ukraine, covers the entire front line of the fighting with Russia, not just the air and sea. Zelensky said after the more than 8-hour-long meeting. That's a long meeting, but at least they're talking. Ukraine accepts this proposal. We consider it positive. We are ready to take such a step, and the United States of America must convince Russia to do so, Zelensky said, adding that the ceasefire would start the moment Moscow agrees to it. I'm okay with this. This is how it should have went. As soon as he got into office, President Trump should have got this done. That's just my opinion. I know it's a lot more complicated than that. He's had to go through a lot of hurdles, and a lot of people like to criticize him about the fact that he doesn't criticize Putin. But he said it. I agree with it. President Clinton has said this, that you cannot ostracize someone in public. You can do it in private, but if you make somebody an enemy in the public, it's going to be harder for them to negotiate with. I mean, think of it this way. So, let me try and give an example the best way I can about this. So, you've got a friend. You don't like what he's doing. And I'm not saying Putin's a friend. I'm not a fan of Putin. Don't like him. I don't like Zelensky either. I think they're both dictators. My opinion, but hey, I'm just putting it out there that I'm not a fan of Putin. I'm not a fan of Zelensky. Not a fan of either one of them. That being said, if you've got somebody who doesn't like to be ostracized or put down in public, and then you go to him trying to negotiate some sort of peace, and he says, well, why are you publicly bashing me then? He says, I'm okay with a ceasefire. I'm okay with trying to make a deal, yada yada yada, but I don't like the fact that you've publicly come out and ostracized me in public. It's not going to go well. Look, if you want to do it in public where nobody's there to listen, that's fine. I also agree, and a lot of people are going to tell me, look, He did the same. He's not doing the same thing with Zelensky. I look. I think it should have been both sides. Publicly, you're friends with both of them. Privately, you can ostracize them all they want because you're not in the public eye. That's just my opinion. Look, it's just better that way, I think, to get negotiation for peace done. That's just my opinion. It could have been handled better on both sides. But the fact remains, Zelensky did come into the Oval Office and disrespect the country, President Trump, and Vice President J.D. Vance. That being said, that should have been handled differently too. I can admit that. I'll admit when President Trump is in the wrong, if I think anyway, just like I there's things that he's done that I don't agree with. I didn't like the fact that in his first presidency, his pick for the Department of Education was terrible. I'm not a big fan of the person he picked for the Department of Education now. But if the Department of Education goes away, then I'm fine with it. But anyway, I digress, and we'll just keep going with this. Ukraine, let's see. Where was I? See what happens when I go on a ramble and a rant. The United States said in a joint statement with Ukraine following the meeting in Jeddah, it would immediately lift the pause on intelligence sharing and resume security assistance to Ukraine. A Ukrainian official confirmed on Tuesday that the U.S. security assistance to Ukraine has resumed. That's fine. I think that it shouldn't have stopped. I think that was a bad move by the presidency, the administration, yada, yada, yada. I don't think that that was a good move. Like I said, I'll criticize something when I think it's wrong. I don't think that they should have stopped giving intelligence to Ukraine. I don't think. That's just me. Anyway, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said immediately after the meeting that the onus is now on Russia to take steps to end the war. The ball's in their court. It's on Russia now. We hope that they'll say yes to peace. The ball is now in their court, he said, of the Russians. I agree. It's on Russia now. President Zelensky has come. He said, yes, I want to do this ceasefire. That way we can start peace negotiations. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Putin, where you at? It's your turn. Come on now, man. Anyway, U.S. President Donald Trump later welcomed the news and vowed to speak with Russian President Putin about the plan potentially this week. Needs to be done now, like today. Get it done. Just get it done. Get on the phone. Wednesday morning, the 12th. Get it done. Just call Putin now. President Trump, I know he doesn't see he's never going to see this, but anyway. President Trump, get on the phone. Call him right now. It's Wednesday morning. I don't know what time it is in Russia. Call him right now. I don't care. Anyway. That's how I feel. Just get it done. Anyway. I think that's all I got for now. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Appreciate you hanging out. Again, I know I rant and ramble quite a bit, but if you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. You can follow me on Rumble. Rumble's where it's at, man. I'm telling you. If you're watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to me. Hit the like button on Rumble, YouTube, whatever it is. You can also follow me on X at The Political Ray. And again, I appreciate you hanging out. Have a great day. Take care, and God bless. That's it.